Yes, let's start with that. Okay. Uh, but in within minutes it will be live. Okay. If it will be not convenient for you, then
Yes,
I'll do it live after. I'll upload it on FB.
sure, sure, sure.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Again, we are here from the platform of Nurul Huda Education, and with our ongoing series of sessions titled Teacher on Show. And today, our guest presenter is Miss Lubna. And I think we should not lose our time, and I'll invite Miss Lubna to go ahead with her presentation and the experiences she wants to share with us. Please, Miss Lubna.
Thank you so much. Am I clearly audible to all of you? Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I am Lubna Imran, and today I am going to present a new trend in education sector, an emerging trend with technology in the sector of education, and which is called to be the flipped classroom technique. Okay. This is my short trainer profile. I am Lubna Imran, founder and director of Proactive Educational Training and Counseling Services. I have earned the degree of Masters in Biotechnology from University of Karachi. Along with that, I am a charismatic tech trainer and public speaker from First Institute of Dynamic Learning, USA. Then I have earned the Educational Leadership and Management Diploma from Aga Khan University. And in parallel, I am a master trainer and a digital trainer as well. And currently I'm pursuing the PG Cert in Education from UK. So this is my short profile. I'm an enthusiastic and passionate educationist from last 22 years as a teacher, as a counselor, and now as a trainer as well. So now move on to the punchline of the teachers on show, that the emerging trend in the sector of education. First, I would like to explain why we need innovations. We need innovations, we need change in life. So the innovation is also in need in education sector as well. Some innovations, some changes are in due to the different changes of circumstances, and some innovation are by need. For example, we are using nowadays solar panel. This is the need, or this is the innovation in our life just because of the circumstances. So we need the solar panels. We are wearing different type of clothes according to the trend, and we innovate that fashions as well according to the circumstances, according to the change of weather, according to the change in trend. So why not the innovation and the emerging innovation should incorporate in the sector of education as well. So what I believe, the education is not about the tool, is actually about the people, process, and the pedagogy techniques as well. And the innovation is actually the collective name of the vision, creativity, incentive, inspiration, planning, brainstorming, teamwork, coordination, motivation, development, and so on. So as we need some change, some innovation in our life, so in the education sector as well, for the better understanding and for the excellence when we are moving to the new normal. New normal after the COVID, the life is called to be the new normal. So we have to adapt, we have to work on the innovation and some innovative techniques in the sector of education as well. So now, what is the session objectives, why I have choose this topic, why I am going to explain this innovative and most interesting pedagogy technique. So by the end of the session, you will be able to understand the need of innovative techniques and learning when after moving in the new normal approach of life. And we will be able to relate and differentiate flipped teaching approach versus the traditional teaching approach. And we will be, inshallah, able to design smart hybrid or high flex plan of study for the students to get more engaging, quick and active learning as well. And last but not the least, all the parents, teachers, and the students as well, will learn the tips and tricks about the flipped learning model to get more and more benefits. Now, what is the common understanding about the word flipped? I think some people think like that or understand like that. That maybe the flipped classroom is in this way, or maybe the word flip can give the picture like this. But no, both of the concepts are not correct. Actually, the word flipped is something innovative, something different from the traditional technique. For understanding the word flip, we have to first identify and understand our teaching style. There are some different teaching styles, and most of the people, most of the teachers adopt these common styles. They might be authoritative, or the lecture style, adopt the lecture style. Some of the teachers have the style of giving the demonstration like a coach. Some of the teachers adopt the style of facilitative or engaging style. Few teachers may have the delegator style or the group style. And some have the hybrid or blended style, which is the mixture of the other 4 type of teaching pedagogy or teaching styles. But before understanding or moving or adopting the flip model, we have to understand which style is the best style of teaching for the flip model. So this is the best style. If I have the style of being authoritative or as a coach or as a group style or maybe hybrid, I have to convert myself. I have to change over myself or give innovation to my teaching style. And I have to be like the facilitator or adopt the engaging style while working on the flipped model. Okay, some modern pedagogy techniques of the 21st century is this, that we can easily notice, or we are observing these things after the COVID, after these 3 years, we observe that the teaching style is going to be changed. The modern pedagogy techniques is going to be changed. 21st century skills are being incorporated in the modern pedagogy. So this is some common techniques of the 21st century skills in the modern pedagogy. These are the collaborative learning pedagogy, spaced learning pedagogy, personalized learning pedagogy. Gamification is the most common pedagogy technique in the 21st century skills. Crossover pedagogy, interdisciplinary, remote learning pedagogy, and none other than flipped learning model. And today I am explaining the flipped learning model. What is the flipped word? Flipped is the word which is incorporated, which is connected with something to be flipped, but individually it is also the abbreviation of some message like this. These are the pillars of flipped learning model. That is flexible environment, learning culture, intentional content, professional educator, progressive networking activities, engaging and effective learning experience, and the diversified and seamless learning platform. So we can understand it as a word or as an abbreviation as well. But these are the important pillars of flipped learning model or flipped learning style. Sometimes we flip the coin and get another face and another picture. So sometimes flipping something will give the new perspective. Why not we can understand this thing by this example, that here I can easily see that 07734. But when I am going to flip, this is the message, that is hello. So we can connect it by this thing that time flipping will give the new perspective, new technique, new innovation, and give the best possible outcome. So the pedagogy technique can be flipped. So we will get the new picture, new innovative technique, new advancement, new development. But we are going to be flipped to what? We are going to flip the Bloom's taxonomy. Yes, all the teachers, all the educationists are easily understand the word Bloom's taxonomy. So I'm going to explain how the Bloom's taxonomy pyramid is getting flipped in flipped teaching model. What we are doing in traditional model, in this model of Bloom's taxonomy, that creating, evaluating, analyzing, applying, understanding, and then remembering. What is the portion inside? The yellow portion is for outside the classroom and blue portion is for inside the classroom. But in the flipped model, the Bloom's taxonomy totally flipped, totally inverted. That outside the classroom, we will remember and understand. Students will remember and understand, but what we are going with the students inside the classroom, that is creating, evaluating, analyzing, and applying. So this is how the modern pedagogy, the Bloom's taxonomy, is going to be flipped and will give this type of picture. That at home, the students will do the comprehension and knowledge, but inside the classroom, they will evaluate, they will synthesize, analyze, and application of the concept, what they have learned inside the classroom. So this is the actual meaning of flipped. The flipped technique is actually the flipping of the Bloom's taxonomy. Now, what is the difference between the traditional and the flipped classroom? We can easily analyze and we can compare the traditional classroom with the flipped classroom. The teachers in the traditional classroom are as an instructor, but in the flipped classroom as an facilitator. Before classes, in the traditional classes, we will assign something to read and then prepare lecture for it. But in the flipped classroom, the student will guide through the different modules. Some collective question will give to them. Video lectures will give to them initially before giving the understanding or the explanation inside the classroom. The students will get initial knowledge, pre-knowledge before coming into the classroom. And inside the classroom, a student will have no or limited information about what to expect. Inside the classroom, teachers makes the general assumptions about what is helpful. This is the beauty of the traditional classroom or the sign of the traditional classroom. But in the flipped, teacher can anticipate where the students need most help. So by this comparison, we can understand that teacher can give the individual attention to the students. So now after the classroom, students try to follow as per the instructions, but in the flipped classroom, student practices performing the skills for which they are expected to learn. So this is the simple comparison of the traditional and flipped classroom. And this is something different, some more comparison that we are going what is inside the school. We can understand what is given to the home, what happens first, what happens second. So happen first in traditional classroom is that lecture and then assign the homework. But in the flipped classroom, they will watch the videos through the podcast, through the YouTube of different type of digital tools. They will get the understanding by the videos and then they will solve the question and come into the class with the pre-knowledge. Different types of flipped model classes. We can use different types, different techniques in the flipped classroom. These are as follows: that the standard inverted classroom, discussion oriented flipped classroom, demonstration oriented flipped classroom, Fox classroom, group based flipped classroom, virtual flipped classroom, and the flipping of teacher as well. These are the most interesting, most innovative. All the time we can get the variety in the flipped classroom. So this is the complete model of the understanding and innovative technique which can be applied in the classroom for better understanding and best possible results. Now, what are the methods for the flipped classroom? The methods, these are as follows: that assign readings with questions to answers, create short video lectures. We should avoid the tedious lecture, the long lectures. We should provide them 5 minutes short lecture videos, or 7 minutes or 10 minutes, not more than that. Because in the new era, the Z generation have the focusing problems for a long time. So we must focus, or we must understand this thing. We should get the objective by making the short videos, not so long and tedious videos. Provide demonstrative videos, use digital curriculum, and create an online discussion group as well. Some helpful tips which I want to give to the teachers, to the parents, and to the students to understand the flipped classroom: that figure out which topic you want to flip. It means the topic should understand which topic you want to flip in the flipped classroom. Maybe sometimes some lectures method can be applied to some topics, but somewhere we need to flip the classroom by giving the innovation, so that students will get better understanding and perform the better performance in the classroom for specific topics as well. For example, in some certain few subjects, we can understand which topic to be flipped. This is the most important thing. Again, put extra time onto the videos, but make it more engaging, not so long or tedious videos. Show but don't tell. This is the most important tip, that show but don't tell. It means give the videos, but initially do not try to explain it. Give time to the student to watch the videos and then understand what they get from that video. They get learning from that video. Encourage or stress on formative assessments, embrace the digital tools and application as well, and be very open in the class is the most important tip. Okay, now here is the comparison of the classroom activity, the unit time distribution of traditional and the flipped classroom. This is the warm-up activity timings, which is to be same, but we can easily watch this thing or notice this thing, that the lecture new content time in the traditional classroom and the flipped classroom is totally different and totally noticeable, that the lecture time method or the lecture content method in the flipped classroom is 0, because the students will get pre-knowledge from that videos. They will be able to research on that topic, so the effort of the teacher will get less, and the student will be engaged in the activities on the individual basis as well. So here I want to give the information about what will be the outcomes. The picture actually explain everyone is going to be engaged in the flipped classroom, but in the traditional classroom, we can easily notice that some of the students feel bored, or some of the students feel disengaged, discomfort, or they lost the focus. They are not interested to participate in the class. They are not interested to even listen the lecture. So in the flipped classroom, everyone will be engaged equally and participate in every activity. So we'll get the better understanding and the knowledge as well. So the peer support and the teacher support will move on the fluency of the process of flipped learning lesson. Then reasoning and problem solving will be the best possible outcomes. And definitely it will increase the performance, positive influence on soft skills, develop critical thinking, interaction on individual basis with students to student and students to the teacher. So this is the best possible technique in which the individual interaction will be best in a best possible manner. And build the concept of leadership skills, because they will work in the group as well. So the student will learn how to work in collaborative manner, or team activities will learn and will enhance their leadership skills as well. Now, the benefits of the flipped classroom for both students and teachers. So the most important is that both student and teacher are engaged and interact with each other on the individual basis as well, and they are also interlinked with each other. So these are few benefits for students and teachers, and definitely parents will also get the advantage and get the benefits from the flipped classroom, because they will also involve, they can also significantly see the progress of their child, of the progress of the students as well. They can also involve in these type of activities of watching the videos and give explanation to the students, to their children as well. So these are some of the benefits of the flipped classroom, in which the most important is that the students learn in varying speed, and teacher will focus on being guide, not the sage on the stage. So these are some of the benefits of the flipped classroom. And now some challenges. There are always some pros and cons, some advantages and disadvantages of any innovation, any change, but the challenges can be overcome by smart planning, because we can easily see that all the challenges are not so big. So there is no big deal to deal with these challenges by smart planning. That is the time consuming, limited student preparation, poor video quality, time consuming, increased workload, inability to get immediate help or feedback. So I think that you may agree that these challenges can be resolved by the smart planning. Now, the success rate around the world about the flipped classroom. So in US News and World Report, it was published on 5th August that the flipped classroom may help weaker STEM students. The students which have weaker concept of STEM, they will enhance their knowledge and they excel in the flipped classroom model. The most startling and the beneficial result of the grade rates of D, F, and W's, that D's, F, and withdrawals rate get lower and lower when the teachers are using the flipped classroom technique, and the measured result demonstrate the enhanced learning outcomes. So these are the success rate in the world. Now, this is the most important and most interesting slide, which I want to give you the understanding that highly supportive digital tools of the flip model are these, and so many of you are getting aware of all these. If not all these, few, maybe you can use these things, or you may use these things in different lecture method techniques, or making the quizzes, making the question papers, or the MCQs. The most important is Microsoft Teams and the Khan Academy and TED, which will be really, really helpful for the teachers, for the students, and for the parents to get involved with the students for the academics and the flipped model as well. Now the sample. Here I just want to give you the sample lesson how the flipped model can be made, the planner can be made. So most of the people, when I ask the question to my students and the teachers, which subject is difficult for them or tricky for them or dry for them, so I get an idea that the physics is the most dry subject. So I prefer to make the sample on the topic of physics by using the TED digital tool. This is the flipped classroom lesson plan. So the learning objective. In the learning objective, and then student resources at home. There will be the two resources at home. That is, first we have to give the videos. 2 videos we are giving to them, and then they will solve these 5 questions. And then the classroom activities, the 60 minutes of unit. For example, a 45 minutes of unit in the higher grades, the 60 minute of unit of a physics will be divided like this in the classroom activities. When they perform their home task, they get the pre-knowledge or pre-information from the home by watching the videos and solve the questions in the previous slide. So these are the time distribution of the classroom activities. And now the assessment. The assessment will be diagnostic assessment through the watching the video and give the answer of the questions given in the first slide. Then the formative assessment will be taken or will be assessed by during the classroom activities when they perform in the 60 minutes unit, different activities they will perform. And lastly, the summative assessment will be assessed or will be taken by giving the post quiz after the classroom activities, and then and definitely the home assignment as well. So this is the lesson plan which I want to explain you as an sample of by selecting the physics topic. Now, if I want to conclude, there is the consistent growth of the use of this technique for over 7+ years around the world. Administrators, parents, school board, and other stakeholders governing education ultimately helps and hinder the potential. And that is clearly displayed that these encouraging findings. Now, the last point which I want to conclude is more important, that the continuous professional development will happen by this flip model to the teachers, to the parents, and the students as well. By experiencing this technique will yield to be predictable and the repeatable increased performance as well. So here I want to conclude by this thing. Now, this is all we get from the flipping of the traditional Bloom's taxonomy to the flipped model. And this flipping, I think, is great, will give the best possible outcomes, will give the innovative and trending in the education sector for the students. If you want to contact me regarding any type of the trainings, any type of syllabus plans, any type of 21st century skills, or the counseling of the students and the parents, or any other personal or professional development, do contact me without any hesitations. These are my contacts and my email ID, my Facebook profile, and another proactive women learning community. And I will definitely cater you. And I would like to sum up, I would like to end this learning session by this, on this quote, that you can teach a student a lesson for a day. Definitely you can teach a lesson to a student for a day, but if you can teach him to learn by creating curiosity, he will continue the learning process as long as he lives. And this will be a lifetime learning for the students. So thank you so much for inviting me. This is being a great opportunity and the great platform to give this type of innovative trend of the flip model technique. And definitely it will be very beneficial for both teachers, students, and parents as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Lubna. I really appreciate your efforts, and I think you explained very well. It was really comprehensive, and the quote you shared in the end, that is, I think, making us the complete sense of it. So thanks a lot, and we
Yes.
also wish you best of
Thank you
luck
so much.
for the next procedure.
Thank you so
Okay, and
much.
inshallah, we
Thank you.
will be with you for many other activities and sharings. Thanks a lot.
Yes.
And
Thank
I
you so much.
also would like to thank other people who joined us today on Zoom. And now we are going to end this session. So, Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Thank you so much for listening me. Thank you.